Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass and this is Not Mint in Box. On today's episode, we're doing a Mega Powers crossover with two of the biggest stars of the pop culture network. We have Radical Retro Turtles Toy Talk himself, Suine Hallock, and the mighty man from Ireland, Massey vs. Chronicles' very own Chris Vint. As we take a look at one of the best reptile toys ever, Whiplash.
Wait just a second, guys. Whiplash? Ha! More like Wimplash, especially when compared to 2004 Leatherhead. See, Leatherhead's a fully grown and fury-filled crocodile. Whiplash still has his egg tooth, which is what many birds and reptiles develop prior to birth in order to hatch out of their eggs and lose over time via absorption or shedding. In other words, Whiplash is a big baby trying to hang with riper reptiles. And he thinks he had it tough with his brother being king instead of him. Wah, wah, wah. Try being a person's precious pet one moment and then plunging down the putrid sewer pipelines the next. Oh, my people exiled me for being a traitor. Aw, you poor thing. Yeah, right. Call Leatherhead when you've been separated from the only flock of fellows who ever made you feel like family, i.e. the Utroms. Oh, and nice tail whipping action, Wimplash. Wait, your tail doesn't actually whip? Ha! What else can't your tail do? I know. Survey says, boing! Hook a massive mace to the end and maul your scaly butt. And you know what else? I'm just kidding. While TMNT is my number one thing, I also love Masters of the Universe. In fact, Whiplash is actually one of my favorites of the Classics figures so far, due largely to a lifelong love of reptiles. Plus, seeing two somewhat corresponding figures from two of my favorite toy lines side by side is a sweet sight to see. Thanks to Rob and Kris for having me to throw in my 2 cents on the dudes with the dangerous docks.
Thanks, Suine, and now let's send it over to Mr. Chris Vint.
Thank you as always, Mr. Bass. So welcome to Chris Vint's Master Universe Chronicles character reviews only on the Pop Culture Network. So here's a bit of music for what character we're going to review. Yes, of course, we're talking about the radical reptile Whiplash. Here you can see the card art. What's up with both of them? Anyway, here's the vintage commercial, followed by him in action from the Filmation cartoon.
I, Skeletor, have another warrior named Whiplash!
Battle armor he-man and Skeletor, Whiplash and Buzz-Off, each sold separately.
And I, he-man, have a powerful winged warrior named Buzz-Off! So it's the super stinger Buzz-Off against the vicious tail of Whiplash! Ha-ha! Now, may the mightiest warrior win!
Buzz-Off and Whiplash figures are new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures also sold separately.
Taking care of those pests is good enough reason for me. I'll take care of He-Man. And my prize pet will deal with that half-pint sorcerer, Orko.
Okay, so here we see Whiplash near enough getting an injury by his weapon in his card. Here we see the Snake Man repaint. You'll see why I've put that there. So here's my Whiplash, both out and in the card, and here we see a fine case of assault and battery. See what I did there? Because battery. Yeah. So that's obviously his action. As all of them have this twisty motion. You can see here that his tail whips round, twists his waist, and his tail whips round. So just very much like the same like Man at Arms. And as I said earlier on, what's up with the Carter? It just, the He-Man looks dreadful, and Whiplash doesn't look too hot either. But you see some of the figures here, like the Skeletor, Evil Lynn, etc. So what I'm going to do now is remove this Whiplash and set alongside one of my most favourite, yes, you guessed it, repaints, yay! So here you can see that obviously the staff is a heck of a lot different in the classic one. He still has the Chihuahua, no, not Chihuahua, Shih Tzu overbite, and obviously his tail's a little bit different from the classic one. Still says Master of the Universe, which a lot of them tend to do. Okay, and so with the vintage Whiplash, we also get a comic, which is He-Man versus Skeletor, the secret liquid of life. So I'll show you a little bit inside it. Since this is the first time we see this character, Skeletor, Ram Slam. Is that from the wrestler? No, it's not. Never mind. Getting confused. So here we can see some of the lovely artwork and Skeletor stuff. It's always nice to look at these comic books and look back fondly on them, especially with this maybe being a character that we'll see in the Master Universe Classics fold. So let's move on to the 2002 Whiplash. So let's have a look at Whiplash in action from the Mike Young production version of the cartoon.
I know two who'd be perfect. Either one of them could take on He-Man. One guy's name... Bring them! Both of them?
Okay, so here we can see the two Whiplashes. One's a chase version, one's a regular version. So you can obviously see the belt buckle and the weapon is a different colour. The one on the left, one with the white, is a normal one. The red is the chase version. That's basically all. As I've said numerous times before, Mattel and their numerous repaints. So it's about time I pass it back to Mr. Rob Bass and thank him again for the opportunity while he discusses the finer point of Whiplash, the Master Universe Classic version. Thanks again, Rob, and look forward to seeing what you're going to do right about now.
Thanks, Chris. Now let's take a look at the Master Universe Classics Whiplash. Check out the front of the package. We get the very common, very basic Massey Classics packaging that we always seem to get. Let's flip this package over. Check out the bio card for Whiplash. Alright guys, let's just rip this package open and get right into it. You can see that he comes with two heads. The 2002 head and his traditional Classics head. Taking Whiplash out of the package, he has all the same points of articulation that we've come to love and expect from the Massey Universe Classics. One little addition is that he has a little articulated tail. Not too articulated, but articulated enough. And I know a lot of these guys are complaining, oh, it doesn't whip, his name is Whiplash, his tail's supposed to whip. I don't need his tail whipping. I need him to be able to stand, I need him to be able to pose. If he had a flimsy, rubber, crappy tail, it would suck. I know you guys on the forum boards are complaining, his tail don't actually whip. They've explained this. The Classics tails won't whip because the Classics toys are not going to have action features. And I know you want to talk about some of the toys that have kinda action features, but we don't need his tail whipping. I can live without it. The figure's pretty cool. I just really confused about which head I like the best, you know. The Classics head is the, well, Classics head. But he looks stupid. This head looks so stupid. Those teeth look dumb. I mean, I know that's what he looked like in the original, but the teeth look ridiculous. In the 2000X head, it looks better. But the problem is that it really looks too big for the body. It does seem out of place and makes me wonder, like, how do I display this guy? Do I display him with the Classics head? Or do I put the 2000X head? I think to distinguish him, I'm going to keep the Classics head because this is the Masseyverse Classics line. And I'll deal with the fact that he's got baby teeth. He kind of looks like somebody from, like, you know, a really bad movie monster villain. He looks really bad. He looks like he's been chewing on the bark of a tree for, like, ever. He's got a bad habit. He needs to learn to go to the dentist. You know what? I got it. He needs to go see Mola because those teeth need to get fixed. Now I know why we have Mola, the attorney and dentist, to take care of Whiplash. Alright guys, I want to thank Suine Hallock and Chris Vint, and this has been our little Mega Powers crossovers. Hopefully we can do this again with some other people. You never know. And remember, guys, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.